Okay, happy Saturday, guys. Let me set up a little bit here. We have 5 oversold stocks to cover today, all of which look pretty decent on the charts. So we have to break down the charts, my thoughts, entry, exit points, what I'm looking to do, the whole 9 yards. But first, guys, hit that like button. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money. If you guys didn't know, I have a second channel, more of a personal finance reaction channel, and we're doing a cash giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe. Use that link down below. We're doing content on, Americans drowning in debt, right? Is college a scam? Student loans, we're talking about that. Layoffs, I made a video 3 days ago going over how layoffs are getting worse right now. So make sure to go check out the second channel, link down below. We're at 830 subscribers. We're doing a giveaway at 1,000 subs. Make sure to go subscribe. And with that being said, guys, let's dive into this. Let's break down these 5 stocks I'm looking at right now that are, well, pretty oversold. Some look worse than others, or rather, they're more oversold than others. Some charts look better than others, but overall, let's cover these 5 and break down my thoughts. Excuse me, these allergies, guys. Oh my God, these allergies. Holy moly. So Intel is number 1. INTC is the ticker. So Intel overall has been trading sideways for months, right? Excuse me. Oh my gosh. It's held support at about $18.50, $19 ever since the beginning of September, pretty much, as far back as this chart goes. And resistance has been at about $26.50, $27, right? So it's clear that we held $18.50, $19, $20 again. We held it a couple weeks ago, and now we're starting to bounce off of that point, right? We're noticing a break out of these moving averages as of Thursday, right? And that continued on Friday. We had a nice 2% green day, and overall, we're seeing a golden cross start to form, which is a bullish signal that there could be more upside to come. And overall, guys, Intel stock has been moving up since earnings. I'm pretty sure their earnings were pretty decent, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Can I even see these earnings here? When were they? I just realized. End of April, right? Yeah, I can't see them. They're too far back here on the live news tab. Either way, the stock has been up since earnings. I'm sure the overall market pushing up as well has helped Intel. But overall, this is one that I'm watching very closely as it's moving now into the low mid 20s. My alert set at $22, which is right above these two markers here. We hit in the beginning of April, we hit about $21.75, $22. Also more towards the end of April, right before earnings, it looks like we hit $21.50. So that spot needs to break. $22, $21.50, kind of where we are now on Intel. And I think if that's able to break and we start really pushing 22, 23 plus, right? It's wide open from there. I think Intel could be going a lot higher, mid-high 20s. Like we said, it's been trading in this channel for months. It does this a lot. It goes from the low, 20s, high teens, low 20s to the mid-high 20s. It's done this time and time again, right? So that's Intel, INTC. CrowdStrike is another one. CRWD is the ticker. Let me get some coffee. I just realized, guys, cheers. Take a sip of your coffee, man. All right. There we go. CrowdStrike, CRWD, which, full disclosure, I'm long CrowdStrike and the next stock that we're going to talk about. I own these as long-term positions, but I'm also looking at them as trades. So I have my long-term accounts and I have my trading account, right? Which you guys, most of you know, especially if you've been watching for a while, that's something that a lot of people do. They have their long-term account, then they have their trading account. They separate it. It's cleaner that way. So I own CrowdStrike in the long term, but I also am looking to trade it here In the short term, as we're just getting a little too oversold. We hit 455. Now we're down to 410 in just the matter of a couple of days. I think the stock's down percentage-wise. Let's see here, guys, about 10%. So we're in correction territory pretty much just in a couple of days. And we're approaching the 180 SMA on this 4-hour chart, which, to keep it simple, that's where I'm watching for this to potentially bounce, right? And we've held this trend line for months at this point. You guys see right here, a couple months. So that's a big spot. Keep your eyes on it. Here on CrowdStrike, that's simple. Again, I own it in my long-term average cost. I think it's in the high 200s or high 200s, low 300s. I have to double check, but I'm up like 40-50% on the position, if that means anything. So either way, more like 40%, I believe. Either way, CrowdStrike, I'm watching it for a nice bounce back play here in the low 400s, high 300s if it gets there. And Amazon is another one I own in the long term, but I'm also looking at it potentially as a swing trade here. We're starting to see a breakout of these moving averages. We have a golden cross over the last couple of days forming, which again could signal more upside. It's not guaranteed, obviously, but it could signal that. And Amazon does not look that bad on this 3-year chart. Now, does it? I mean, it got overbought, no doubt. Now, with the benefit of hindsight, we can see, okay, when it was at 240, yeah, it was a little too hot. Now we've pulled down, and we're bouncing clearly off of the 180 SMA on this 3-year chart. And if I draw this channel out, let me do this real quick. You guys can see, okay, we're holding that channel, are we not? We're putting in pretty distinct higher lows, and we're pushing in the right direction. So Amazon looks great. I mean, I've been loading the boat in my long-term account on this dip from 242 down to 155, 160, where we got down to. I've been buying all the way down, especially in April. I bought a bunch in April. And now that we've arguably confirmed the bottom and we're starting to reverse, I might consider getting into this as a trade as well in the trading account, which is why we're covering it here in this video. And look, we do have some resistance coming up. There is no doubt that we do. Let me show you this. Actually, no, let's go back to the 4-hour chart. If I zoom in a little bit here, we can see pretty clearly we do have resistance at about 195 to 200. You guys are noticing we have kind of an ascending triangle. You see that right here, right? Ascending triangle. So if we're really able to break 195, 200, that's where this thing could really just from there start to take off. So Amazon, keep your eyes on it. EA is another one, Electronic Arts, number 4. And by the way, hit the like button, guys. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do that. Make sure to subscribe, follow along for more content, and don't forget, subscribe to that second channel, link down below, doing that giveaway at 1,000 subscribers on the second channel. So Electronic Arts, EA is the ticker. This stock ripped after earnings. I don't know why it lost all the gains, but we can see earnings came out, the stock popped a good 8 to 10%. It went all the way to about, 167, and then the day after, we went down to 153, and now, as of Friday, we got down to 152, 153. So EA is at a point now where obviously it's still breaking out. We are clearly in an uptrend, right? You're noticing that. Now we're just getting a bit oversold. And I think it might come down a little more. That's the reality with this one. But I think anywhere here in the mid to low 150s, kind of where we are now, or the mid-high 140s, I think that's where we could start to get some support, right? Maybe some buying to start coming in. And let's see their earnings. I'm pretty sure they were strong. Yeah, adjusted EPS, $1.58 for EA versus $1.09 expected. So they crushed EPS and they crushed sales, 1.8 billion versus 1.56 billion expected, and they see full year 26 GAAP EPS. The guidance isn't that great. It's pretty soft on EPS and revenue. That could be a reason why it sold off a little bit there. But still, the chart looks good. And you guys know, just because guidance was off or something or this, that, the stock market forgets quickly in the short term, especially when the overall market is doing well. Let's say we continue seeing the momentum in the S&P and the NASDAQ. EA is probably going to rebound, right? It's probably going to rebound. And again, I'm watching it here in the mid 140s to low mid 150s. That is a big spot. So EA, keep your eyes on it. And CCL, Carnival Cruise Line. Let's break this one down quickly, which I think I covered in last week's episode. But yeah, since last week, it's been gaining ground. If I did cover it, I think I did. I'm pretty sure. Either way, I think last time I covered CCL in one of these videos, whichever video it was, I'm pretty sure it was in the 19 range. Now we're breaking 20, which is a great sign. We're starting to move. We're breaking 20. So we're noticing on the 4-hour, we have a golden cross, and we're breaking these moving averages and the wedge that we were in for months on end, you know. And on this 3-year chart, CCL, which I did mention in that last video, whichever video it was, but CCL is looking really good on the chart, you know, holding higher lows. We're starting to bounce now. This kind of looks similar to that Amazon chart that we covered earlier. Yeah, CCL and Amazon look great on the 3-year charts, so watch for that overall breakout, reversal, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Those are the 5 stocks: Intel, CrowdStrike, Amazon, EA, and CCL. And I own 2 of them already, again, in my long-term account. But I'm also looking to trade them in the trading account. I keep those separate. It's just way easier that way. So, yeah, with that being said, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Join the Patreon, by the way, if you want to see what I'm doing in my portfolio. Check out the free email stock newsletter as well down below. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video.